So long, Nyelv, and I'm not sorry to see you gone. Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about episode 47 of Kamen Rider Gavv. So it's over the gang telling Shoma about Lango helping them out, also telling that yeah, he's alive, wondering what he's doing, and Honto wants to know why Shoma wanted to work with Nyelv. As Shoma explained that he wanted to go with the plan that Nyelv and him thought he just trusted his gut that he would tell you the truth. And Honto didn't reprimand him for listening to Nyelv at all, due to the fact that yeah, he was the person that actually caused a lot of trouble. But Honto actually said that he was the person that actually killed his mentor and actually ripped him in half, shocking Amane over the fact that she didn't know about this. And actually looking at her, kind of concerned that he blatantly said that. I just want to say that weird to Shoma did explain that he actually gave back all the presents to them. I wanted to know if that actually was to help them a little bit with their understanding of why he fell for the little temptation. As Honto apologized, they decided to go home in order to cool off, as Amane apologized as well for being shocked. As Shoma just understands Honto for his own predicament. As Shoma said that he still thought he did the right thing at the moment. As Lakia thinks about Nyelv's little punishment, as meanwhile we actually see him chained up. As Boka said it pains her that he betrayed him, also saying that yeah, his plan failed. As Nyelv said he awaits his execution, but Boka said that he still has a job for him to do, and Lizel said that their plan is almost ready, that they need to finish the final touches of the little culture thing he's been making on. They need a judgment, so he can't die yet. So yeah, Boka still needs him alive for that moment. And the next day comes when Shoma tried to enter the door space, but to no avail, none of the doors open. Amane finds them where they were last episode, and he's been trying to find out where they can go through the door space. None of them have been opening for the past few hours now. And he pretty much worried for Nyelv's safety due to the fact that yeah, that is his brother. And he decided to go for some snacks in order to prepare for the final fight. And Nyelv worked on the finishing touches for his little plan to work for Operation Human Ranch. And Chief actually never thought he would actually assassinate the president. Nyelv agreed, saying that he was naive, using Shoma as well for his goals. And Nyelv wanted to make a future for their family no matter what. And Chief just leaves pretty much annoyed, hurt that he was being betrayed by his own brother, preferring, Shoma over him. And he goes to Lizel asks what's wrong, and Chief just complained about everything, like how he had so many problems, actually pretty much being dumb for falling for everything and getting a gap for no reason, and always failed to kill Shoma. And Lizel actually tried to cheer him up, which interestingly it seemed to work, or maybe not, because he actually just smiled, saying that he knew he was gonna say that he could get stronger, instead smiled and leave. As she actually is concerned with the fact that he never smiled that way for, which actually would be foreshadowing hopefully at the final villain. And meanwhile, Shoma and Amane goes up to meet with Masaru's shop, and they talk with Masaru, as he actually wondered how Shoma came in custody with Amane due to the fact that they have a little comment about how he was rescued by her, thinking that he's from the street, and they tried to play it off. We just keep saying like, please just tell him that he's your nephew. Please, his uncle needs to have a dub, please. And Honto actually decided to look over his mentor's half body, which I actually forgot he still had it. And Lakia arrived to just critique him over the fact that he still loses his cool even all this time. As you know that yeah, it's still his fault for just losing his cool, that he should have accepted the situation better. And Lakia does say he understands his situation, and decided to have fast time with Shoma's reasoning behind it, as he tells him to calmly think about everything as he decides to leave to do whatever the hell he does through his spare time. And Honto remembered what his chief said about trying to see the whole story, saying that yeah, his chief always kept a cool head no matter what and wanted to do the same thing. And meanwhile, Boka actually sees that the plan is ready, with the two Gojuso decide to actually allow Lizel and Chief to send all the Gojuso out to commit Operation Human Ranch Farm thing. And all the Gojuso go around the world, being released in the human world, which yeah, kind of pretty funny and creepy that they don't look nothing like the Gojuso we take care of. And they actually begin to stack up one another and actually start spraying some of the little toxin over the world. And people just stop and actually start laughing and smiling all over the place. And especially we see Masaru and Amane in the area, with Shoma actually looking at them, concerned with the fact of what's going on. Lakia also see a bunch of humans stop for a minute and then start laughing, wondering what's going on. And later we see Amane and Masaru just happily try to play with a watermelon game for the little beach thing, and Lakia just judging them. Shoma is pretty much concerned with the fact of what's going on. And Lakia shows them the Gojuso, they actually found out that it's the cause of the problem. And they say it's not one of his. Say that probably Nyelv's little dirty work, and think that it only affects humans, which is why they're not affected. I think it wait for Honto, which is pretty funny that we actually see him like little funny little goofy face being happy and all that. But actually interestingly snapped out of it, because we forget that he had the gland inside his body, so he's not really that affected by it. And they had to get the call from Lakia and Shoma, wondering what's going on, and get up to date about what happened. He decided to meet up with them to check for any other problem. And I say they probably missed the opportunity to not use a little bit of microchip to figure out what's going on. Probably keep listening to the orders to Lizel and Boka, but hopefully they bring that up probably next episode. We have to wait and see. And Lizel begins the operation, actually getting a big amalgam and a megaphone throughout the entire Gojuso to bring all the humans to them to be shipped off as cattle. And we see a bunch of them start to walk off, and even the Amane and Masaru start to walk away, as Shoma and Lakia tried to stop them, as Shoma decided to go investigate around. Lakia tried to keep an eye on Masaru and Amane. which unfortunately only lasted like 2 seconds because they just leave through a back door. Which is pretty funny, we've never actually seen a back door before, as Lakia just get annoyed and decide to chase after them. And we see a bunch of people walk around through the city, leaving their car behind. Lango actually grabs some Gochi Stone, knowing that it's Boka's plan all over again. As well as say that he's presenting an opportunity, which we'll see next episode. Hopefully we actually see him do something now. And we see people go to an area to be compressed by a bunch of part-timers. And Lizelle gets the information that, yeah, Shoma's arriving, and we have to see him go outside and actually meet up with Shoma. And then she calls in Nyelv to take care of him and play with him. And Shoma's just happy to see him alive, but they get concerned that, yeah, Nyelv is not being all happy-go-lucky at all. And we see the flashback that he made a deal that he should kill Shoma in order to spare his own life. Which, you know, is pretty obvious that, yeah, he would be conniving like that. I say that he wants to live no matter what, transform into a monster form to fight him once and for all. But then Hunter comes in just drop-kicking him in order to fight him as well. And a really cool, interesting fight scene, even Nyelv shooting Shoma with an arrow, saying that it's all his fault, even calling him Red Gavv and not Shoma again. But yeah, probably was Shoma's last straw that he needs to be taken down no matter what. Which is pretty sad that he's calling him Red Gavv again, not his real name. Which showed that, yeah, he was being manipulated. Saying that it's his fault that the plan didn't work, and Shoma decided to transform to fight him in his kicking form. As Chief walked around, seeing the deserted street and area, I actually see Lakia try to stop Masaru Amane to no avail. And interestingly, he decided to actually compress them, which is actually an interesting idea. I do like the fact that, yeah, Lakia had to use his own power he was given by, like, you know, busting and bargaining in order to help out his friend. And Jeep even points out that he's no different from the other part-timer. And Lakia won't hand over his friends to Jeep, and they both prepare to fight each other. Next episode, because yeah, we don't see him transform at all. Now Shoma Hunter fight again, yeah, but some pretty cool action scene. I really do love the action scene, the camera movement and all that. It looks pretty cool. I didn't see the struggle against him. And even yeah, does pretty cool as well to hold his own against them. Even using some of his poison. And cool shot all over the place. It looks pretty cool. And it's funny to see Hunter just be like a whack-a-mole, like going back and forth through the wall. But it's pretty funny to see until he decides to use his chocolate gun to blast Nyelv away from them. And Nyelv decided to use some of the toxins in order to escape from them, but still continue to fight against Shoma and Hunter until Boka arrives to see what's going on. And Nyelv revealed that his ghost is around the world about to self-destruct, actually showing a detonator that he actually had with him the whole time, saying that his plan would fail against Boka and actually prepared to use it. I'm just thinking, like, what's the plan here? Like, all the people already being gathered around. Like, there's enough people to last at least a couple months before they can try it again. Also, they can just steal the little data and all that in order to, like, you know, do it again. I don't know what the plan here, Nyelv. Like, what's the plan? I mean, you can probably blow it up, but due to the fact that, yeah, nothing comes out from it, I don't get the plan. I decided to press the button, but then nothing happened. Except a couple seconds later, it explodes, killing him. I just say, like, it was. I kind of laughed a little when I first saw it. Like, it's just a funny way to go out. No big ceremonial, like, grand battle. Just being outsmarted by his own wittiness, thinking that he was the smartest person in the room, and then getting outsmarted by Boka. And Boka revealed that he knew that something was up, never trusting him at all. So he allowed some of his butler to tamper with his machine in order to just blow himself up. But they're wondering, how did that happen? Like, how did he know that was going to happen? How the butler knew that could happen? But whatever, I don't care. It does fit Nyelv's character to be taken down by his own hubris. It fits the character. Well, a little more about Nyelv, oh yeah, but it makes sense that he would be taken down. Like I said, his own hubris was his downfall. Anyway, he prepared to blast both our writers there, and the episode ends there. Overall, it was a pretty good episode. It was not a good last week's episode, but still pretty entertaining to watch. I would say that Nyelv's little defeat and was a little bit anticlimactic, but it does make sense for his character that, yeah, he's not really much of a fighter. He even said so in one of the episodes, would make sense that he would be taken down by his own hubris, would take him down once and for all. I would say it does make sense for the character. I think there was more, like, little backstory, because just like with Lotta, we know that we only get, like, last episode, we only get a few into the backstory, but then nothing else. Kind of wanted some more information for all the Stomach family, but that's a topic for another hand. Also, Nyelv actor recently took out his flowers, so yeah, he's not coming back anytime soon, as far as we know. Also, Jeep and Lakia are gonna fight, making me think that Jeep might be the final villain, considering the fact that the preview we see Lango fight against Boka with the rider, making me think that probably Lango will die against Boka. Which I gotta make sense, because come on, man. If Lango was not gonna do anything at all during the whole episode, it would have been better just to kill him off in the debut of the final form. Because nothing changed at all for Lango. He's just standing around doing nothing for an opportunity. But then again, like, nothing's happening. Or maybe they actually help him out to feed Boka due to the fact that we see a little new form next episode. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's kind of an opportunity that Lango not doing anything. Also, Jeep getting smiling, all that makes me think that, yeah, he might be the final villain. That's how creepy he is to Lizelle, even Lizelle being concerned over it. I don't know. I can't wait for more episodes. Also, the fact that Lakia, I do like the fact that Lakia needs to compress both Amane and Masaru in order to save them. I like the fact that Jeep also called them out that, yeah, he is no different from any part-timer, but instead tried to use, like, the actual curve of Kamen Rider, trying to use the evil for good. When the same friend. I do like that they always call out that Lakia did make a Faustian bargain, but still tried his best to make up for it. Overall, still a pretty good episode, like the action, like the choreography. I do think Nyelv's death was satisfying. Wanted a little more about Nyelv information and backstory, but yeah, I still think it fits well for his character. Can't wait to see Boca and Lizel's smug faces to be rubbed off next episode. I can't wait to see that. Rating wise, they give it a 7.7 out of 10. What do you guys think? Do you like the episode or do you not? What do you think about Lakia, Honda, Choma fighting against Nyelv and Jeep? Also, what do you think about Lakia's decision that he made the whole episode? What do you think Lango's gonna do next week's episode? Also, do you think they're gonna defeat Boca, or do you think Boca won't be defeated next episode? Do you think Jeep will be the final villain? I hope so. Leave a comment down below and subscribe for more Kamen Rider Gavv content. Peace.